My name is William Hinton. I'm an international trap shooter with the Army Marksmanship Unit. I started shooting when I was approximately 12 to 13 years old. I shot an American sport called sporting clays, and now I'm an international trap shooter. I think the game has evolved in a huge way from when I first started when I was young until now, as far as the equipment being used and the mental capacity and the level of competitors out there now. Speaking international trap, one thing that keeps me coming back is it is a game that I've never experienced before, as far as the difficulty level, the random schemes of targets, which means you don't know where they're coming from. It's been a challenge from day one until now. It is still a challenge, and I enjoy that, and hopefully one day plan to conquer that 100%. Being in the first day in the office, some of the members, we have Sergeant First Class Eller, Sergeant First Class Richmond, a lot of the double trap shooters. I wouldn't say so much it was intimidating at first, as more of you're in awe because you actually get to train with these guys and see how they shoot every day. But then you've come to realize that there's not any secrets or anything like that. They put in the time, they put in the effort, and they're just stewards of the game. They understand it, and they love sharing knowledge to even help me and others succeed. So it's really been a great experience. Being a member of the Army Marksmanship Unit is probably one of the most incredible things anyone could experience, as far as the level of capacity for marksmanship and shooting, and also the entire competitor side of it. The mentality that some of the people have in that room, myself and especially others, and being able to share that and collaborate to win medals and further the Army's missions, it's one of the greatest things I could ever hope to see, and I have currently seen. Advice that I would give a trap shooter that has been struggling would be to stick with it. A lot of things, it's one of the most frustrating games I have ever shot, but having the mental capacity to know that there will be bad days as much as there will be good days, you have to stick with it to learn what's good is what's bad, and don't get frustrated, stick with it. When I am not shooting trap, I'm a very avid outdoorsman. I do a lot of hunting and fishing in my spare time, as well as working out outside of work, so that pretty keeps me busy most of the season. My mentor was my dad, Doug Hinton. He's one of the greatest guys I ever met. He always had a lot of patience with me and gave me a lot of motivation when I didn't really know exactly what direction to go. So shout out to Doug Hinton. I think being a competitive shooter and being a professional soldier complement each other. I think as far as the soldier side, it teaches you responsibilities as far as yourself and self-accountability within all of that. But also on the shooting side of it, it teaches you to have the mentality, to have a lot of perseverance and have the desire to drive through things. So I think they complement each other very well, and I think that's why a lot of members in the Army have had so much success. My ultimate goal in trap is to make the Olympic team. Hopefully it will be 2024 in Los Angeles. To achieve my ultimate goal of making an Olympic team, I think it's going to take a lot of hard work and perseverance, desire. But the biggest thing is I think I need to stick with it, a lot of accountability, that it's my training time, I have to put in the hours to work, and also, basically have confidence in my game that I have worked for. My soldiering goal has kind of always been the same, within the terms of we are shooters at the Army Marksmanship Unit, but it's always to be the best soldier I can, whether that's continuing military education, continuing civilian education, and always being in shape. I try to basically check all the boxes I can in trying to be a professional soldier. From basic training, I still remember almost every experience. It was definitely day one. I didn't come from an Army family, so I really didn't know what to expect, or military family in general. But after being there and just starting from day zero until the end of it and seeing kind of how it molds people and the responsibility and professional development it gives you, it's I think one of the greatest things anybody could experience. My journey to the Army was eventually, I was in college at the time when the Army reached out to me about joining, and I thought it would be a great experience, and it was obviously had a huge amount of resources, so I decided to go forward with it, and I joined the Army, and it's probably one of the best decisions I ever made.